Hey guys, Dr. David Jockers here. Today we're talking about the 3 worst food ingredients you can put in your body. So the first thing is sugar plus high fructose corn syrup. We know that when your blood sugar goes up, you really should have about a teaspoon of sugar in your bloodstream at all times. When your sugar goes up too high, the sugar molecules will actually bind to proteins in your blood and they'll create something called an advanced glycation end product, or an AGE, right? An AGE, what does that spell, right? Age, right? So it ages you. These things actually are highly reactive, these AGEs. They damage all your different tissues. They create massive oxidative stress. Basically, they are rusting you from the inside out. Just like an apple, you'll see, an apple brown. That's basically what's happening to your body. It's happening to your blood vessels, right? Your endothelial lining of your blood vessels. It's becoming very oxidized and damaged. And so your body is actually aging, and it's accelerating the aging process. On top of that, when you have high blood sugar, your body throws out a whole lot of insulin. And insulin turns on fat storage, right? So it stops fat burning, turns on fat storage, and turns on inflammation in your body. So you become more inflamed while you're oxidizing from the inside out. And so we gotta keep sugar under control. But we also have to watch out for this guy right here, high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup, you're gonna see that in all kinds of things, right? So when you're seeing that, any sort of corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, that is really dangerous. That actually increases your risk of fatty liver disease. Fructose doesn't cause the same insulin response, but what happens is your body actually just metabolizes it. It's actually very, very damaging for your liver. Increases your triglycerides, increases your LDL cholesterol, increases your blood pressure, increases uric acid levels in your system, which is associated with gout, high blood pressure. It's associated with cognitive decline, heart disease. So we really ought to watch out for sugar, added sugar, and high fructose corn syrup. Number 2 here is refined seed oils, right? Refined seed oils. They're also called vegetable oils, even though they're not really truly vegetables. That's things like corn oil, soybean oil, cottonseed oil, canola oil, peanut oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil. You're gonna see these in a lot of different foods, particularly processed foods. These oils are really bad for your body. They drive up inflammation in your system. They're all very high in omega-6 fats, and although omega-6 fats are essential, when you get too much, right, particularly in comparison to your omega-3 fats, when you have too much omega-6, it drives up inflammation. It creates inflammation at the cellular level where the prostaglandins, these cell messengers, turn up the inflammatory switch in your body. And so you really have to watch out for the amount of refined seed oils that you're consuming. Do your best to try to avoid these things. I mean, for example, you look at corn, right? And why do we have corn oil in so many things? Corn really is a very, very low fat food. It doesn't have much oil. It actually takes 1,000 bushels of corn to produce 1 ounce of corn oil. That's a lot of bushels to just produce 1 ounce of corn oil. You could easily consume 1 ounce of corn oil in a salad dressing that's corn oil based. And a lot of them are, because corn oil is very, very cheap. You see, the government subsidizes, meaning the government actually pays for the production of corn. So taxpayer money goes into the production of corn. So they're able to sell that corn now, the farmer is, to the manufacturer of whatever food product that we're trying to consume, like let's say, a soft drink like Coke or something like that, or if you go into a fast food restaurant and you get a soft drink, they bought the high fructose corn syrup for next to nothing, right? It's extremely cheap. Or the corn oil that they used for the salad dressing that you thought was healthy, right? Because you got the salad, right? You thought it was healthy. And so now you're consuming the salad, but it's got 1 ounce of corn oil in there. And that ounce of corn oil is just turning up inflammation throughout your body. So do everything you can to avoid corn oil, canola oil, soybean oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, sesame oil. These things, you want to do your best to avoid those. The better fats that you want to consume are going to be things like olive oil, particularly extra virgin, high polyphenol olive oil. I've talked about that in previous videos. So powerful for your body. Avocados, avocado oil, grass-fed butter is an amazing fat. Grass-fed beef tallow, or the fat that comes from grass-fed beef, really, really healthy for your body. Lots of stearic acid in there, super good for your system. Pasture-raised eggs, really, really good for your body. Tons of nutrients, healthy fats. Your wild-caught fish, right? You're going to have omega-3 fats in there, so that's really good. Coconut oil is another great oil, great fat that you can utilize. So that's what you want to stick with. Stay away from these seed oils. And then on top of that, stay away from the trans fats. And where do we find trans fats? Again, a lot of baked goods, lots of processed foods. You're going to see things like hydrogenated vegetable oil or partially hydrogenated vegetable oil. When they do that, when they hydrogenate or partially hydrogenate the oil, they're taking it from a polyunsaturated fat, which means it has a lot of double bonds in it, and they're actually making it into more of a saturated fat. They're actually adding more hydrogens, which gives it more stability, meaning it can last longer without going bad. However, these are artificially made fats, right? And the artificial nature of them actually promotes inflammation. And trans fats are really, really toxic. In fact, it takes something like almost a year to get trans fats out of your cell membranes. You see, all the fats we consume, they'll get into our cell membranes, right? Every membrane of our cell, right? The outer layer of every cell in your body is a bilipid, or two fats, right, on each side. So it's made out of fat, all the cell membranes. So whatever fats we're consuming, that's what's going to make up our cell membranes. And the cell membranes are really key for hormonal responses, for controlling inflammation and the immune response. And so when we have bad fats that are in that cell membrane, right, that creates unwanted responses like more inflammation than we should have. It causes, poor protection against viruses and bacteria. It can also cause hormonal resistance, like insulin resistance or something like that, where our body doesn't hear the messages because the receptor sites in these cell membranes are not able to function the way that they should because of the bad fatty acids, the trans fats, the refined seed oils, those high omega-6 fats that are now inside of that cell membrane, the rancid fats, fats that have gone putrid and rotted, and are creating more inflammation in the system. Sometimes they'll even get lodged in that cell membrane and cause more problems. So if we want to be healthy, we got to do our best to limit, certainly reduce, if not avoid altogether, the amount of sugar, added sugars, and high fructose corn syrup, refined seed oils, and trans fats. If you take these out of your diet, you are taking a huge leap forward when it comes to your overall health, your nutrition, your cell health, cellular health, and your overall inflammatory levels. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of that video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, now's the time to do it. Leave a comment as well. We'll go back and do our best to answer or address that. Let us know what other kind of videos like this that you want to see. Thanks so much and be blessed.